Have you ever caught yourself holding the handrail a little tighter when you climb the stairs? Or maybe skipping the stairs altogether, telling yourself, "I'll go up later." If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. I've worked with so many people in their 60s, 70s, even into their 80s, who've quietly stopped doing things they once did easily. Not because they wanted to, but because the body whispered, "Maybe not today." Now here's the surprising part. You don't need a gym membership or an hour-long routine to turn that whisper around. The real secret to staying strong after 60 might just be hiding in your ordinary day, in your grocery trips, your kitchen drawers, even your laundry basket. In this video, we're going to talk about 9 simple ways to build strength and flexibility without setting aside exercise time. These aren't workouts. They're life tweaks. Everyday movements with a purpose. And if you stay with me till the end, I'll show you how this can gently shift your energy, confidence, and even sleep in as little as a few weeks. But before we get into the list, I want to ask you something. Have you ever turned a chore into a challenge? Maybe walked a little faster through the store just to feel more in control, or tried to carry all the groceries in one trip, not to save time, but to prove you could? If you've done something like that, even once, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. I promise, you're not the only one. And those small moments? That's where this whole video begins. Let's start with the stairs. You've probably heard someone joke, "I still have a 2-story house, but now I plan my day so I only go up once." But I'm going to suggest the opposite. Don't wait until you need to go upstairs. Use the stairs as an opportunity. Every time you make that climb, you're building muscle in your legs, strengthening your heart, and even working on balance. And if you have bad knees or sore hips, it's not about skipping the stairs, it's about how you use them. Hold the railing. Go slowly. But go. One client of mine, Marcia, she's 71 now, started doing purposeful stair trips. She kept a small notepad upstairs and used any excuse to go grab it. After 3 weeks, she told me, "I don't dread the stairs anymore. They're just part of the day again." That's what we want. Not punishment. Not pressure. Just presence. Next, think about how you move through the grocery store. Most people treat it like a race. Get in, get out. But what if you turned it into a walk with intention? Instead of grabbing a big rolling cart, pick up one of those smaller handheld baskets. That simple shift activates your arm, shoulder, and core muscles. It doesn't sound like much, but over 20 minutes, you're doing low-impact strength training without even changing your clothes. And here's a tip. Park a little farther from the entrance. That 60-second walk to the door and back again with your groceries adds up over time. I had a friend named John who started calling that his mountain walk. He'd say, "I might not hike the Rockies anymore, but I hike the parking lot every week." And he smiled every time he said it. Let's move into the kitchen now. This one's a favorite of mine because it's so sneaky. Look around at where you store things. If everything you use is within arm's reach, your body stays in neutral all day. But if you place your cereal bowls on a higher shelf or store your baking trays down low, suddenly you're stretching, bending, balancing. These small movements help maintain flexibility and joint function. And no, this isn't about making life harder. It's about making life active. One woman I know, Carol, 68, started storing her coffee filters on the top shelf, so she had to reach on tiptoe every morning. She called it her espresso stretch. Every little bit helps. Here's a funny one. Don't prep everything ahead of time. I know, that goes against the advice we've all heard. Lay out your shoes, your coat, your bag by the door. But what if, instead, you let yourself get up and grab each thing separately? That's more steps, more movement, a chance to challenge your coordination and memory. For example, I personally stopped placing my car keys near the door. Now they live on the far side of the kitchen. It's a tiny thing, but when I go to leave, that extra lap gives me a bit more motion in my day. It's like tricking my body into a short stroll. And while we're on the topic of motion, what if your social time included more than sitting? So many of us catch up over coffee or lunch, which is lovely, but what if the next visit with a friend was a walk through the park, or even around the block? You don't need to power walk. You just need to move. Talking and walking at the same time helps your brain stay sharp, too. My neighbor Gladys, she's 76, started a tradition called Walk and Talk Wednesdays with her sister. Rain or shine, they'd walk for 20 minutes and talk about anything. She says those walks did more for her mood than any antidepressant ever had. Now let's talk motivation. Sometimes you need a nudge. And sometimes that nudge comes from a bribe. Yup, I said it. A bribe. If you've ever told yourself, I can only watch my favorite show if I stretch during it, that's a healthy deal. One man I used to work with set a rule that he could only listen to his favorite audiobooks when he was walking. Guess what? He ended up walking every day. What could be your little bribe? Maybe it's your morning podcast, but only if you're doing gentle leg lifts. Or your evening tea, but only after you've cleaned one drawer. It's silly, sure, but it works. Now here's something no one loves, but everyone needs: cleaning. Whether it's sweeping the floor, scrubbing a sink, or vacuuming the stairs, these chores are workouts in disguise. And I don't mean you have to do a deep clean every day. But when you do tidy up, do it with intention. Use both arms. Engage your legs. Let yourself feel the movement, not just the task. Think of it like this. Your house gets a little cleaner, and your body gets a little stronger. Win-win, right? In the next part, we're going to talk about how something as simple as playing with your grandkids, or even just getting up from a chair, can reveal hidden strengths in your body. We'll also look at how multitasking can become a form of therapy, and why brushing your teeth might just be the best time to train your balance. But before we jump into all that, take a moment. Think about one thing today, just one, that you could turn into a mini movement. Is it climbing the stairs on purpose? Parking one row farther? Reaching up to grab that jar instead of asking for help? Whatever it is, know this: it counts. Every step counts. Every stretch. Every lift. You're not working out, you're living stronger. Ready to keep going? So, let's pick up where we left off. You've already got a few everyday moments turning into movement. Maybe you're reaching for that top shelf, or walking the parking lot like it's your own personal hiking trail. Now, let's talk about some of the sneakier ways your body is asking to stay strong, and how you can say yes without ever putting on workout clothes. Here's one I love: getting up and down from a chair. Sounds basic, right? But as we age, that simple action becomes one of the clearest tests of leg strength, core stability, and balance. And the best part? You don't need a fancy program to train it. Just think about how many times you get up in a day. From bed, from the couch, from the kitchen table, from the toilet. Every one of those is a mini workout, if you let it be. Try this. Next time you stand, don't use your hands. Cross your arms over your chest, or rest them on your lap. Push through your heels, and feel your thighs and glutes do the work. If that's too much, that's okay. Place your hands on your thighs for support, but press less each time. One woman I coached told me she did this every time she stood to check the kettle, and after a week, her legs felt steadier on stairs. It doesn't have to be dramatic, just deliberate. Now, let's look at balance. You don't need a yoga class to train it. You just need a toothbrush. Here's what I mean. When you're brushing your teeth, morning and night, that's a full 2 minutes you're standing still. But what if you turned it into balance practice? Stand on one foot for 30 seconds, then switch. Use the sink for support at first. After a few days, you might find you don't need the support as much. Your ankles and legs are doing their job again. And let me say this: balance is one of the first things we lose without noticing. And it's also one of the first things we can reclaim with attention. Even small shifts, like standing on tiptoe while drying dishes, or walking heel to toe across your living room like you're on a balance beam, can wake up those stabilizing muscles. One man I know, Rick, started doing this while waiting for his toast to pop. He'd rock back and forth from heel to toe. After a month, he said he no longer needed to hold onto the counter when putting on his socks. That's a win. Let's shift now to something a little more joyful: playing with grandkids. If you're lucky enough to have them nearby, or even on video call, let them be your fitness coach. Getting on the floor to play blocks or read a book might feel awkward at first, but it's real movement. Getting back up from the floor is even better training. And don't worry if you need to roll or crawl a bit to get upright. That's the point. You're teaching your body how to move through the world again, not like an athlete, but like a strong, steady version of you. And if grandkids aren't in the picture, pets count. Gardening counts. Even chasing a sock under the couch counts, if you do it with intention. Now let's talk multitasking. You've heard it said that older adults should focus on one thing at a time. And yes, when it comes to safety, that's smart. But there's a gentle kind of multitasking that actually trains your brain and your body at the same time. Take walking and talking, or cooking and calf raises, folding laundry while doing side steps, waiting for water to boil while rotating your shoulders in circles. These small pairings train coordination and remind your nervous system that you're still capable of managing more than one thing at once. That's powerful. One of my favorite combos? Listening to music while stretching. Not just because it's pleasant, but because the rhythm helps guide your breath and movement. Ever notice how your body sways a bit when you hear a song you love? That's your brain giving you a cue. Move with me. And here's something most people overlook: breath. Deep, full breaths. After 60, our lung capacity naturally reduces, especially if we sit a lot. But slow, mindful breathing can help your circulation, digestion, and even calm your nervous system. Try this next time you're standing at the sink or waiting at the microwave. Inhale through your nose for 4 counts. Hold for 2. Exhale through your mouth for 6. Do that 5 times. You'll feel more grounded, more awake, more here. Now let's revisit one of the sneakiest fitness hacks of them all: carrying. Groceries, laundry baskets, even your purse. These are all opportunities to build what's called functional strength. That means strength that serves your everyday life. If you're still using a rolling cart everywhere, maybe try carrying one reusable bag instead. Or shift your laundry basket from side to side as you walk, like a farmer's carry. It's not about adding strain. It's about adding awareness. One woman, Deborah, told me she started using canvas grocery bags and walking them to her car instead of asking for help. She said, "It made me feel, not younger, exactly, just more me." And really, that's what we're after. This might sound silly, but dancing while cleaning? Totally counts. Put on music, grab that broom, and let yourself sway a little. Or march in place while brushing crumbs off the counter. Who said fitness has to be quiet? Now before we wrap up, I want to pull it all together. Think about the habits we've talked through. Using stairs instead of avoiding them. Reaching instead of staying still. Turning daily routines into tiny training sessions. None of this is about being fit in the magazine sense. It's about being ready. Ready to lift your suitcase. Ready to step off a curb. Ready to catch your balance if you slip on wet leaves. That kind of readiness gives you confidence. And confidence changes everything. So here's what I want you to imagine. 1 week from now, you've parked a bit farther. You've balanced on one foot while brushing. You've climbed the stairs an extra time, just because you could. You start to notice your steps are steadier. Your knees don't groan quite as much. You sleep a little deeper. Now stretch that out to a month. You're not winded after laundry. You play longer with your grandchild. You walk through the grocery store like it's your own little fitness circuit. And a year from now, you're still moving. Still choosing motion over stillness. Still surprising yourself with what your body can do. That's the power of turning life into exercise. And the best part? It doesn't require a single dumbbell or yoga mat. So I'll leave you with this. What's one thing you're already doing, that you could turn into a micro movement today? Is it standing taller while brushing your hair? Lifting your heels while waiting for coffee? Reaching, twisting, walking, breathing? Tell me in the comments. Let's build a little collection of everyday movements, shared by real people, living real lives. You never know who you'll inspire. And hey, if this video gave you even one new idea, pass it along to someone who's still treating the couch like a best friend. They might just need a nudge. Because you and I both know motion is life. And you're still in it.